Gonna go pick up something pretty fun, but what we plan to do with it is gonna absolutely blow your mind. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Spyder Garage. As you can tell, we're on the road today. Gonna go pick up something pretty fun. It's not, well, it's probably what you would expect, but what we plan to do with it is gonna absolutely blow your mind. We're on our way north to Ludington, Michigan, about 5 hours north of where we live. We're hitting a bunch of snow right now, so this is making it pretty fun. Roads are pretty slick. A couple inches of snow have come down, and it's still coming down. So hopefully this episode doesn't end in disaster, but we're on our way. We're pretty excited, and we'll see you when we get there. Whew. Yeah, switching. You get to drive in the snow now. And we're here. Nathaniel's getting bundled up here because we're getting ready to load what we came to pick up. You pretty excited? All right, let me show you guys what it looks like. Dun, 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 dun. Bam. Look at that glorious thing. Yes, it's another Bonza. Yes, it's a little rough, but that's okay. We don't care, right? No, I don't care. What we're gonna do with it, we're gonna do some pretty amazing, wacky things with this. Believe it or not, this is a complete V8 Bonza, blue with white interior, which is also pretty rare. And we're gonna try to get this thing off of here and onto mine. My winch doesn't work. Well, it does, but I don't have the hookup for it on my truck at the moment. So I got it jackknifed. We're gonna try to do some pretty sketchy things here to pull this thing up, so wish us luck. All right, I don't know how this is gonna go. I know, having my doubts. Car's a little close and just a little too kinked. Try to straighten up before we get it on this trailer, but the idea is that Michael is gonna back his trailer up here with his winch, pull it all the way across mine, and try to pull this thing on there. We'll see. You get to sit inside and steer. Well, so far we're working. Back wheels are not gonna line up though, Michael. We're gonna have to stop and realign them.
All right, now you wanna go that way and then redo the...
Yep. All right. So far so good. We moved the ramps. You get your wheel chock up here. It's all right, just keep going until the wheel chock hits it. Okay. Woo!
Really?
Dude, That is an 1/8 of an inch.
Okay.
Did I call that or what?
Let's drive it back first and then.
Yeah.
All right.
Actually, I moved that wheel chock at the last second. You missed that part.
Yeah. It's all
Whew.
right.
All right, we got it. That wasn't as sketchy as I thought it was. All right, car's loaded up. Michael just brought us into his garage here, and I've got to show you what he's got going on here. This is a new build that he's got going on. He's allowed us to come in here. We're the first ones to actually see it. And now you get to see it too. Bam. He's building a wide body.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And he's got, oh, the body panels look so good, Michael. This is amazing.
8 years and it still gets a shell.
8 years now?
8 years and it's still a shell.
That looks good. I love it. Oh yeah, under the hood here looks really good. Got it cleaned up. Is this the GM body kit, or is this just like the VFN or something like that? Do you know?
I knew. It was partially done when I bought it.
Okay. So this is, I guess, what they would call a phase 1 or phase 2. It doesn't have the big spoiler on the back, and it's got the straight down spoiler on the front. It doesn't have the big shovel chin spoiler that came out in the phase 4 or phase 5. But I still love wide bodies.
And they filled this on the front.
Oh, they did?
Yep.
Oh, check it out. It doesn't stop at the front fender. It actually transitions into the door.
Wow.
I didn't realize that. That's some work right there. I don't think I've seen that on anybody's car. Is that, they did that specifically for you?
No, that was done.
Oh, when you got the car?
Yeah, it was done when I got the car.
Okay.
Wow. It's the floors. Everybody gave up on the car because of the floors and the rust.
Oh, I don't see a problem.
See all the patches? About 13 patches in there. So they're all getting cut out.
Goodness. Yeah. I mean, those will hold, but yeah, you might as well just redo that. I like what they did back here.
What did you get for door handles?
Like Corvette or Camaro taillights.
I had the door handles taken off and the mirror holes taken off. So I'm going to relocate the mirrors somewhere different. And then I'll have door poppers to pop the door out. So we have the big indent for that old style door handle.
Right, because the original doors would have been right here, right in the middle of this.
And you'd have to cut it down.
Yeah, you'd have to cut
all this out.
Right. That's something.
What do you mean, door poppers?
Oh yeah, you don't.
I haven't heard of that.
No.
We'll have to educate Nathaniel.
So you either can put a button in here, or you have a remote, and the door just pops the door open. And it opens up just enough for you to grab it and open it up.
So it's like electronically.
Yep, all electronic.
Yep. Looking good. Looking good, Michael.
It's getting there, slowly.
Good morning. Snowed a little bit here last night. Time to hit the road. Head on home. You ready to head home? This is gonna be fun. About an hour into our trip, Daniel's put gas in the truck. Check this out. It's a little bit of salt on the road. What do you think? Car was blue this morning. Look at all that salt. Wow. Like, it's really thick too. I can't even hardly rub it off. I hate to leave you that way. We'll clean you off eventually. Now here's where things get interesting. You all thought we were just going to build another Bonza Spyder, but oh no, we're going all out on this build. What you're looking at here is America on 4 wheels, a 1991 C4 Corvette, complete with mouse-chewed wiring, 2 flat tires, broken fiberglass, and a steering wheel that's locked up tighter than my fist around a piece of bacon. This car screams, "Let me die." But we just can't let that happen. So here's our idea. What if we combined the best parts of a Chevy Monza with the best parts of a C4 Corvette? Merge them together in an unholy matrimony of sinful and potentially regretful wedded bliss. This is what you get. Welcome to our vision of the perfect, budget-friendly, all-purpose, American-made, road racing, drag racing, tire shredding, symbol of American ingenuity and determination, and a slightly warped mind, the Decon Imsa Bonza Tribute Car. This car will be a body swap of our '79 Monza right onto the existing C4 chassis. The wide body panels will not be the usual fiberglass. They'll be all custom fabbed and welded together by Nathaniel to highlight his welding and metalworking skills. They'll be designed in SolidWorks and laser cut on a plasma table and then shaped and welded together. Same with a large front spoiler and huge rear wing. There are a lot of friends and builds that influenced Nathaniel's idea for this one-of-a-kind build. First and foremost, our friends Sean and Sarah Jones of Sweaty Speed Shop. They have built some of the most unique, fun, and fairly inexpensive eye-catching builds ever. And none of them are shiny. They can be beat up, wrecked, and even rebuilt with a little effort. Secondly is Josh Mazerol from Vague Industries with his wide-body Hilux. Josh was the first to teach us that you can design metal panels in CAD, weld them together, and then beat on your vehicle. And if you hit a curb, or a camera car in his case, you can hit print on the plasma table again, weld it all back together, and go have fun. Josh is the king of beating on his vehicles and having fun. Thirdly is Mike and Lee from Treadwear. They're uniquely built wide-body cars, beginning with scrap tona, and then with trans-slammed and so on. These guys know no bounds when it comes to body swapping and custom fabbing a wide body, and we love their work. Lastly was our buddy Bill Lynch, who first taught us that the wheelbase of a C4 Corvette and a Monza are nearly identical, and who is also building his own Imsa Monza tribute car at the moment. We've got several great companies who have already partnered with us on this build, so it's going to be even greater than we could have imagined with their help. And we're certainly open to inviting other companies to come on board as well, as this is not cheap to do. And Nathaniel is essentially funding this one completely on his own. And as an 18-year-old recent high school graduate, his budget is not surprisingly pretty low. I think we all remember what it was like back in those days. What will we do with this thing? Well, everything.
Duh.
Definitely power tour, very likely drag week, local back road cruises on gravel roads. Heck, we may even enter this thing into a burnout contest. And if we wall tap it, so what? We'll repaint it and rebuild it. Speaking of paint, let's talk about that. Needless to say, the paint scheme on this car is a bit unique, but there's a reason for that. Part of the reason for the build of this car revolves around all the influences we mentioned earlier. And if you notice, none of them have fancy paint jobs. Most are patina cars with tack welded custom fab touches added to them, and this is no different. However, we will be painting this car, just not in the way we did with Miles. This will be a faux Tina paint job, but borrowing from 3 of the most famous original Decon Monza racers from the Imsa GT series in the 70s and early 80s. And the most noticeable section of the car you'll see is the red, white, and blue hood, roof, and deck lid, all borrowed from Decon chassis number 3 and number 6, driven by Michael Kaiser. You might have noticed too that these cars were also inspiration behind the 1-year-only factory Monza Mirage. Next, you'll see the red number 20 of the chassis number 12 Budweiser car, driven by Jim Adams, in what was most likely the most loved fan favorite Phase 5 configuration of the Imsa Monza, with its shovel chin spoiler and massive banana-style rear wing. And lastly, the front nose and fenders are a tribute to the 2-time Imsa GT Series champion racer Al Holbert, who drove both chassis number 8 and number 14. This is the most beautiful of the cars in my opinion, and not to mention it was the winningest Decon Monza of their only 13 built, winning both the 1976 and 1977 Imsa GT Championship, beating out the Porsches and Ferraris who had previously dominated. Beyond the borrowed paint schemes of famous racers back in the day, we also wanted to pretend like this was a car built from an old imaginary race car scrapyard, where we found old body panels, fenders, wings, and whatnot, and pieced them all together into what you see here. Power will come from a 6-liter LS with lots of go-fast parts on it, to include a 67mm BorgWarner twin-scroll turbo that came directly off an Indy car. Yes, you heard that right. Plans are to thrash on it, have fun, and not care if it gets rock chips, dents, or even perhaps wall taps. It's the ultimate fun haver where you can beat on it, but also drive it long distances, maybe even race it, and then beat on it another day and not have to wash and wax it for a car show. We think it's a great plan, and I'm most proud of Nathaniel for completely coming up with this idea. Okay guys, tell us what you think. Are we crazy, or is this just wild enough to be groundbreaking yet possible? The best part for me as Nathaniel's dad is watching him grow these past few years in the garage together to the point where he's inspired enough to want to keep building, has made car friends that are like family now who have influenced him, and lastly, that he was the one who approached me with this idea for a build. Honestly, I can't think of a better outcome than this, to have your kid blossom and want to now build cool stuff on his own using the skills he now possesses. That makes this dad more proud than I can tell you. As always, we so appreciate you watching our adventures these past few years, and especially now that we transitioned into Nathaniel moving more off on his own as a recent high school graduate and as a soon-to-be welding apprentice. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.